Hello and welcome to my Pre-Algebra review series. This video covers Chapter 9, Section 8, titled Translations. By the end of this video, you will have reviewed recent lessons regarding translations, graphing translations, translating figures, using arrow notation, and writing rules. Please leave a like if you find this video to be helpful and give your classmates a heads up too. It will more than likely help them, and it certainly will help this channel to be seen by more students. If you'd like me to cover any of these topics in greater detail, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I read them and do my best to address each as time permits. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get going, let's look at some definitions, which you will be looking at them again further on in the section that we're studying here. A transformation. A transformation is a change of position or size of a figure. Translation. A translation is a transformation that moves points the same distance and in the same direction. A figure and its translated image are congruent. Image is a figure you get after a translation is called an image. To name the image of a point, you use the prime notation. The image of A is denoted by the naming convention A prime, where the A apostrophe is pronounced A prime. Objective 1. Graphing translations. You can move pattern blocks by sliding them or turning them. Each of these moves is a type of transformation. Here in the picture they're showing sliding these little blocks back and forth and maybe rotating them and twisting them or whatever, but that's these blocks they're sliding and they're talking about. Each of these moves is a type of transformation. A transformation is a change of position or size of a figure. So if you move this triangle to the right, you're changing its position but not its size. Okay. A translation is a transformation that moves points the same distance and the same direction. A figure and its translated image are congruent. So you can translate these all day long and put them anywhere you want. They remain congruent. Okay. The figure you get after a transformation is called an image. To name the image of a point, you use the prime notation. We just talked about that in definitions. Same thing we're talking about here. The image of A is denoted by the naming convention A with an apostrophe, where A, the apostrophe, is pronounced A prime. That little apostrophe means, so we call that prime. The figure at the right shows a translation of A to its image A prime. So you see here, we start here with A over here in the corner, right here, A, right there. And then we moved it up and across on this Cartesian coordinate system, and it's in a new spot. It's been raised and moved to the right, or left rather, and it's called, as you see now, it's A prime, because it was A back here, but now you have to name it something different. It's A prime. You've moved it. So in example 1, we're going to translate a figure, and the figure that we're translating is this triangle KRT. It's this guy right here. Where's my pen? Here. Triangle KRT. This triangle, okay? That triangle. And we're going to move it 5 units to the right and 3 units down. That's a translation. Moving it to the right or moving it to the left, up, down. That's a translation. So in order to move it, we're taking each point here. Let's start with point R. We're moving it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to the right, and 1, 2, well, wherever it is in here, 1, 2, 3 points down. And what do we call it? It's R. Now it's R prime. We did the same thing with K. We'll move it 5 points to the right and 5 ticks to the right and 3 ticks down. It's now K, and it's called K prime. T, right over here, T, we're going to move it 5 marks to the right and 3 down, and here's T down here, and it's now called T prime. That was a translation of triangle KRT. Okay, example 1, check your understanding. Directions. On the coordinate planes below, draw KRT. Graph the image of KRT after each translation. So KRT, as you recall from the last one, I'm going to write it right here. KRT was 4 up and it was 1, 4. That was that point. That's K. Okay. R is 0, 2. Right here. R. And T is 4, minus 4, 1. Those are the points. K, R, T. I'm not going to try to draw the lines because they come out really hokey when I do it. You can draw the lines. You should draw it when you're trying it. But I've drawn it one place. You have to do it in all 3 triangles. When we come back, I'll do it. To start with A, you're going to translate KRT 4 units to the left. Then in B, you're going to 5 units down. And then 4 units to the left and 5 units down. All in one time. Okay? So, I'll go ahead and try it. When you come back, we'll do the points anyways. I'll try to draw the lines. I don't know if I can or not. I'm not set up for it. Okay, now that you're back, the first one I drew the K, R, and T. So there they are. And it wants 4 units to the left. Well, 4 units left. What does that mean? So that means every one of these dots have to be translated. And you'll get to K prime. We'll do K. So we're going 4 units left. 1, I'm going to change colors. I'll do red. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just moving it 4 to the left. This is now K prime. R, 4 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. This is R prime. And T, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's off the page. I'm going to say it's right here. And this is T prime. Okay? And if you tried to draw this triangle, it would be, well, I'll try and draw it. It'd be like that, and then that, and then there. Kind of translated it. Now it says do the same thing 5 down. Well, I know it's 1, 4, 0, 2, and negative 4, right? That's KRT. K, R, and T. And what do they want to know? They want us to go 5 down. Well, K is going to go down 5. 1, I'll change to blue, I guess. They're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, I'm at 4. So it's negative 1 right here. 5 down. So this is K prime. And then R is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. This is R prime. And T is over here, negative 4, up 1. So we're going to go, this one's going 5 down. So it's going from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. This is T prime. And again, to try to draw it, I would, I'm going high there. There's the triangle. Anyways, now 4 units left, 5 down. So that's exactly the same thing, only all on the same graph. So what does that mean it's going to do? We're going to start here with K, R, and T. And we know that we're going to go, this one's going to go off the graph because it's going to go 4 to the left and 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's T prime. This time, way down here off the graph. Okay, and this is K. Okay, so it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Four to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. This is R prime. Oh no, was that R? Oh, I'm sorry. It was not R. I'm getting confused here. That was, we moved K, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down. This is K primed. K primed. And R, which is K, R, and T. R is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. This is R prime. And our triangle would look like, if I can draw it, it'll be here and here off the chart, and then across here. That's maybe the best triangle I've drawn. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully you're getting that. Hopefully you're able to follow it and read it and watch my steps. But those were translations. So objective 2, describing a translation. It says you can describe a translation using an arrow notation. And the arrow notation is just that, this little arrow right here. You'll draw that arrow to show that it's translated from one position to another, which describes the mapping of the figure onto its image. Okay, so we're going to see how that's done shortly here. Example 2, using arrow notation. So let's give it a try. The movement of point P is both horizontal and vertical. Use the arrow notation to describe the translation. Okay, so they're showing you here that the point moves from P of -2 to 2. So where are we at? We're at -2, 2, right here, P. Right, there's P. So that's -2, -1, -2, because this is 0 right here. And 2 positive for Y. It says to P prime, right? P prime of 1, -1. So P prime of 1 is the X position, 1, -1. Here it is right down here. And it's P prime, right there, P prime. It's a little hard to see, it's fuzzy, but it definitely has a little prime right there, a little prime. Okay? So the translation is P -2, 2, there it is. P -2, 2, translating, there's the arrow, to P prime 1, -1. That's the arrow notation they're talking about. So what you've done is you replaced the word 2 with the arrow right here. No big thing, but it's important. When you see that, you need to know what it means. And that's how they don't write out 2. They'll use the arrow. Okay, example 2, check your understanding. Directions. Use arrow notation to describe a translation of B -1, 5 to B prime -3, 1. And you're just going to use the arrow notation. That's all they're asking for. So what is it? Well, it's going to be pretty easy, I think, isn't it? Watch. We're going to B -1, 5. So X is -1, Y is 5. And it's translating, there's our arrow, to B prime 3. X will be 3. Y will be 1. There it is. Solution right there. Okay, example 3. Write a rule. So this isn't hard, but let's look at it. We'll have to take a look at it. It says, write a rule to describe the translation of triangle PQR to triangle P prime Q prime R prime. So we're moving this triangle, okay? So it says use P of 2, 3 and its image P prime -2, 5 to find the horizontal and vertical translation. So you all have to do is pick one point and you get the translations for everything. And so how are they doing? How are we calculating it? So the way they're calculating it is they're saying the horizontal translation. First of all, let me identify that. This point here is X is 1, 2, 3, and Y is 1, 2. So this is over here, is if you put a print, it's going to be 3, 2. X is 3, Y is 2. Over here, P prime is going to be what? It's going to be X is -2, -2, 5. So those are the points. That's the xy coordinate of those 2 points. So that's important to know because we're going to use it right now. So to get the horizontal translation, moving from right to left or left to right, horizontal, you take where the prime ended up. You take where you ended, and they're saying it right here. Take where you ended. For x, horizontal is x. We ended at -2, so they say -2, and you subtract where you started, and we're going to subtract 3 because we started at 1, 2, 3. So it's -2, -3. Okay, that's the horizontal translation, and -2 minus 3 is equal to -5. And you do the next one, you start for the y now. Where did we end up? We ended up at 5 in y. So we're going to say 5 minus something. And where did we start off with y? Plus 2. So minus 2. And that equals 3. So it's always where you ended up, the actual value minus the actual value. Remember, if you start off with a negative and you're going to subtract the negative, you would have to put the parentheses. Don't forget, like -3, if that was it. Like 2 minus a -3. Don't forget, you'd have to do that, but that's not in this problem. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to write the rule. So how do you write the rule? It says the rule is right here. It says the rule for the x, y translation. You see the standard XY format. So it says x, it shows you x, comma, y. There's our arrow notation, translates to what? And we're going to write the whole equation out. To x minus 5. This is the x direction. X minus 5. Okay, comma. Right there, I'm getting a weird comma. Minus, now it's y, minus or plus, in this case, plus 3. So here it is. X, y yields, translates to x minus 5, y plus 3. That is the equation, right? This is the rule that you were hoping to write in this example. I'm sure you're going to do one on your own in the next slide. Okay, example 3, check your understanding. Directions. Write a rule to describe the translation of the quadrilateral ABCD to quadrilateral A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay, it shouldn't be too hard. We know the beginning of it. Well, that's your turn. You go for it. Stop the video, try it out. When you come back, we'll do it together. Okay, now that you're back. So let's start by writing the rule. The first thing we know, it's kind of common. You're going to write x, comma, y. Okay? And it's going to yield something, right? Translates to, right? So that far we're done. And it's going to be another parenthesis, but we don't have to write that yet. So then, write the rule. So we can pick any point we want, something that's easy to get to. And I'm going to suggest you go ahead and write out and say, let's pick D, because there's a little bit of space to write. And what is the position of D? X is minus 2, Y is minus 1. So this one is minus 2, minus 1. That's D. Where's D prime? D prime is 1, 2, 3, 1. So it's 3 on the X, right? Because our zero is over here. So D is now 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2 down. So it's X is 3, comma, Y is negative 2, minus or negative 2. So there, now we can write the translation. So what is that translation? What we do is we take let's start with X. Horizontal. That is the X. Okay, and what is X? Where we ended up in X, we ended up at 3. The 3 minus, we started at negative 2. Minus 2. That's where I was talking about just in the last slide that you'd have to do this if you had a negative there. So what does that come out to? 3 minus a minus 2 is equal to 5. Okay? And how about the vertical? Vertical. That's the y. And what is that? Y ends up at negative 2. Y is equal to negative 2. And it started at negative 1. Okay? Negative 2 minus a negative 1. And that equals what? Minus 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So this translation will come out to be, back over here where we started, as I'm going to put up the parens, it's going to be x, what? X plus 5, comma, y, what? Minus 1. Close paren. There's the rule. X plus 5, y minus 1. Using your arrow notation, you've got it. You can move any, you can translate any figure. You do this to every point if you're actually going to solve them. Each point's going to do the same thing. It just says x and y move. So you pick your point, put in your x value, and you know how to get you'll know how you're going to end up. Okay? Good.